To life, to excitement and style, to the Palace. A brilliant new concept in entertainment, world-class nightlife. 8 totally different nightclubs for live performance, music, and dancing. To the Palace, world-class nightlife. The Palace, 10 minutes north of Boston.
Here's a low-fat milk gonna make you switch. Bet you can't tell which is which.
Which is whole milk and which is low-fat natural 2? I bet you can't tell. That's because natural 2 is different. It's low-fat milk that's 98% fat-free.
And if natural 2 doesn't taste like whole milk to you, Gorelick Farms says return the unused portion for a full refund.
Switch to low-fat natural 2 from Gorelick Farms.
Bet you can't tell which is which.
Thank you. My customers know I run a great deli because they see KM products everywhere. KM is the definition of a great deli. You see, KM means deli classics, old-time Franks, bologna, roast beef, corned beef, and KM means freshness that's guaranteed. That's why it's only sold in delis, sliced to order. So is your deli a great deli? Look for KM, the definition of a great deli.
Dawn, the legendary gardens of Paul Mahoney, birthplace of plants with the endurance of champions. With hard work and the selected seed of brilliant survivors, Paul Mahoney grows generation after generation of prize-winning plants. Healthy plants, Mahoney's plants, with the endurance of champions. Come to Mahoney's in Winchester, Massachusetts. Vitality and variety unrivaled in North America. Healthy plants, Mahoney's plants, with the endurance of champions.
Company 2 Fire has an ARF truck division that is second to none. We're ready and willing to buy your existing ARF trucks. We've got ARF trucks for rent or lease, and we're continuously remanufacturing 1 or more ARF trucks until they are like new, in case you can't afford the incredible cost of a new one. We can also repair or refurbish your ARF trucks at your facility or ours. Like I said, Company 2 has an ARF truck division that is second to none. Let's go inside and I'll show you what we're up to. As you can see, we have a lot going on in the shop today. This is a 1998 E1 HPR 8x8 3,000 gallon ARF truck. Came in from Louisiana with an engine fire issue that completely destroyed the tail end of this truck. We're in the process of remanufacturing this truck over to something very similar to what you see here. This is a 1994 E1 Titan 1,500 gallon truck that is about to be delivered to a military installation in Wyoming. Let me show you what we can do with your truck. This truck has spent the past several years as a parts truck to keep other ARF vehicles in service at a fire department in Indiana. As you can imagine, when we received this truck, it was very poor condition. We first evaluated the truck and then determined what needed to be replaced or repaired. Afterwards, we completely disassembled the truck and started the remanufacturing process. The frame was coated with corrosion inhibitor and the chassis was then reassembled. The engine and transmission were sent off to the local Detroit Allison dealer for dyno testing and needed repairs were performed. The power plant was reinstalled with new hoses, belts, and engine mounts. A new pneumatic system was installed. This includes an air compressor, air dryer, check and inversion valves, brake treadle, pump throttles, and all pressure switches and drains. The pump was rebuilt, including wear rings, bearings, and seals. Then the pump was reinstalled to the chassis along with all new U-joints. The cabin body structures were checked for cracked wells, repaired, and then received a new coat of lime green paint. All door rubber and weather stripping was replaced along with the new seats and new LED lighting package. A winterization system was installed, including a Webasto diesel heater, new circulator pumps, and new drain valves. The foam system was disassembled and rebuilt, including the tank valve, multi-metering valve, manual metering valve, flow switches, and a new agent level system was also added. A 6.5 kW hydraulic generator was installed, along with 4 new alpha quartz lights, and several electrical receptacles were also added. 500-pound Ansel dry chem system was installed along with the hose reel, 150 foot of dry chem hand line. The turrets were totally rebuilt, tested, and tuned to comply with GPM and foam percentage parameters. After assembly, the truck was put through a series of compliance tests to ensure that every system was not only working properly, but working in tandem. The man that has made all of this happen is Kevin Weinberg. He is co-owner of Crash Truck Services here at Company 2 and our Chief ARF Technician. Kevin, what happens to this truck next?
Well, Quincy, we've tested most of the systems here in the shop. Now it's time to take it on the runway and see how it performs. Before we can perform a speed test, we must first completely load the truck to simulate all crew and equipment. That's a good time to perform some pumping tests and run the new hydraulic generator system. This truck should pump the tank out in under 2 minutes per FAA specification. After some adjustments were made and several tests completed, the truck was again fully loaded and ready to do some 0 to 50 passes on the runway. This truck should go 0 to 50 in under 30 seconds. Several passes were made and an average was attained. After speed testing, the last tests are foam tests. The FAA spec for this truck is 6%. Bumper turret, roof turret, under truck nozzle, and both pre-connected compartments. Once adjustments were made and foam testing was passed, the truck was completely drained, flushed out, and back to the shop for some final detail.
The Titan 4x4 we just saw will be on its way to a military installation soon. This E1 8x8 here is next to be remanufactured. Kevin, what happened to this truck? What have we done so far?
As you mentioned in the beginning, an electrical fire destroyed the entire rear end of the truck. We call this truck the Phoenix because it was burned but will rise from its ashes. Taking the Phoenix down to its frame rails lets us look at every component in detail. As you can see, the power plant will need to be replaced, but the structural integrity remains intact. Some parts will just need to be cleaned and repainted, while other parts will need to be completely replaced. It should take us about 4 months to remanufacture the Phoenix, including some design improvements that weren't available in 1998 when the truck was originally manufactured. When the job is done, the truck will be mechanically new.
As I said in the beginning, Company 2 has an ARF division that's second to none. We'll keep you informed about other projects with another DVD very soon. And by the way, this 8x8 or any of our remanufactured trucks will sell for less than half the cost of a new one.